Hey Virgo, it's Tuesday. We're going to do your reading. I am burning a bay leaf for you guys. I'm setting an intention. I got to tell you what came through. All the intentions I always set for you guys are for love and money, but this one actually, oh gosh, I hope it doesn't burn. Cloth. Wow. I'm having a hard time with this, aren't I? Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. Oh my gosh. That's why I stopped doing these. But let me just tell you, because I feel like these little tidbits help you realize, see if it's your reading or not. But when I was prepping, I got love and marriage, like maybe even that song. I'm not going to sing it, but from Married with Children. Some of you are not even old enough to remember that, but it just kept coming through, and even something like the second line too, like a horse and carriage. So that could be a sign for you. There'd always be looking for, little clues that this is your reading, things that are just uncanny, So I'm also, anyway, back to the intention. That intention was for love, money, but it also was love and marriage. So I don't know how that might resonate, but that's what came through. And I am going to set an intention for multiple intentions for you guys in the comments. If you want to take a moment to stop and write down an intention to, join me with this one, add power to it, you can put it in the comments so it can circulate all over the world with the video if you want. And then the rest of us can come through and thumbs up and add power to it. But anyway, whether you do or you don't, I'm going to set one that was one for all of you. And then also we'll put one in the comments and you can just thumbs up it or say yes or I accept or whatever you want to do to get yourself included in that. So a few things that came through are hydration. I want to touch more on that because this is not a big debate topic, or it's not coming through like that. It's just there was some sort of hint, and I'm going to pull some cards and see what that's about. But I felt like somebody might be feeling that something. I don't know. We'll see. Love and marriage. Okay. So these are just pre-shuffle. I feel like I'm missing something. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I'm feeling the Magician, like manifesting. So in the oracles that came out before we started was evolving, be open, the fall. So I don't know if that means fall in love or it could be a time frame. And then we have yes and freedom. I feel like this freedom card over this be open is there's something going on where there's a side note or a note here about freeing yourself of, we're probably going to get the eight of swords, 9 of swords, freeing yourself of feeling tied and bound to false beliefs or needing approval, something like that. I feel like there's a major evolving enlightenment connection to your higher self that is going to propel you in your purpose, in your love life, in your finances, because there's going to be we don't have release, but I'm feeling a release to conformity, like having to live up to others' expectations, really embracing who you really are, and not having to know the exact path. Like, I almost said predicting. Isn't that interesting, since that's what we're doing? But like, you don't have to know the exact path or control the path. There's some sort of need to be open. And when you can let go of what your ideals are, or beliefs or limiting beliefs, it's going to free you. There's a very heavy enlightenment. Some of you might be going through some shadow work like me. Hopefully you're not. I mean, hopefully you already have, because I'm telling you, my gosh, wow, I have not been myself. Thank you so much to those of you who have been supportive and not left me. I feel like I am becoming myself. And I think what helped me get out of, the trauma or the dealing with the past is writing down a story. I think journaling and asking why do I feel this way? Who am I? Who do I want to be? How do I do that? Why do I care? Why do I want to be that? It just propelled, it freed me. Wow. It freed me. it also decluttered mind somehow, you know. All right, so anyway, we're going to do an intuition test at the end, so stick around if you want to be join in on that. And if you are not subscribed and you like the channel, and minus the past few months where I've been a little bit off, and you watch it regularly, I suggest you subscribe. Your readings will come through more clearly. Okay, so okay, exactly. And it could have to do with the father and kind of a conformity to, you know, living up to certain standards that aren't, not only are they maybe not right for you, but they're not right, period. There's some things that we've been taught or passed down that, like, I guess Aquarius season is blowing the you know what out of. There are some really big eye-opening things that we're going, holy shit, how was I convinced whole life that I have to respect you because you're older or because you're a parent? Or there's some like such revisiting, reevaluating of some things that were brainwashed to us, okay? Those letting go of certain things that limit you is going to free you. And it's freed me, and it was hell getting to that point. But I finally got to that point. I'm still recovering. I'm still struggling, but I'm starting to feel like old personality. I'm being goofy again, okay? Oh, that got heavy. Okay, so this is an ending to something that was taught to you, some sort of tradition. Now, of course, we want to keep the good stuff, you know, the ethics and the moral compass. But there's some brainwashing stuff that needs to be blown up, right? I love this guy's definitely does some squats, doesn't he? See that? He's like, look out below. You'll see. He's got some muscle there. All right. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. It's general, as you know. Cannot, will not resonate for everyone. Love and marriage. Discrimination. Somebody is feeling a little bit that they might be being discriminated against. Not pointing out that has to do with sexual orientation or race or anything controversial like that. But I do want to say, be mindful that this is that this is separate from what I was just saying, but there's some hint of somebody that maybe feels a little bit discriminated against, and it might be not real. It might be a sensitivity, but just be mindful in case you are on the opposite end of that, on the opposite end of not realizing that somebody be feeling that way, okay? Because I felt some pain with it, some deep pain, like unfairness, like, and if that is you thinking that, then that could be a limiting belief that you might need to push through. And what I want to say is, don't give up if you do feel like that resonated for you, okay? I did feel a real strong pain in that. Okay, anyway, let's get going. Two of Pentacles, juggling. This is recognition. It sounds like exactly what I was just saying. This is like trying to balance and juggle, but this is a lack of juggling. And this is probably, you know, what really matters in life versus what gets you recognition or what's expected of you. My toes just got really warm, so I'm not sure what that means. So this discrimination thing could even be lack of experience or age. Could be anything. Okay. All right. So the world, Sagittarius energy. This is a completion, a cycle. Oh goodness, look at that. Ten of Pentacles, money, wealth, beauty, beautiful. And you guys have had some really good money readings, I know. Cycle completion, Ten of Pentacles, wealth, abundance, material. High Priestess. This is an inner knowing. The High Priestess is somebody that has a gift. She has some, you know, she's psychic. She knows things, but she's not real forthcoming about talking about it. She kind of sits back and just watches things play out. So your energy, Four of Swords. So taking a break, not giving up, removing yourself from a battle, and rejuvenating, rethinking. Your mind will get clear when you do that, so good. Again, money, self-love, this is blessings. Blessings over blessings. Wow, Hierophant. And I was feeling Hierophant earlier. Did we have that already? I know we had Hermit, no? What did we have? We had, I don't know. Maybe it was before the camera. Yeah, I think we had Hermit. But I was thinking the Hermit, I was feeling Hierophant. So the Hermit is somebody who goes off on their own. They shut out the noise. They block out the voices. They don't take anything but a lantern. He takes a cane, probably to beat the snakes off away. I don't know. You guys let me know if you know the traditional tarot story and what the cane is for. But basically, he doesn't need anything. He's shutting out all the noise of the 3D so he can go inside and find those answers within. Really hard to do in the city, right? But the Hierophant is truth, tradition, and I felt that when we were looking at the Hermit. But let's remember, hang on to the good parts, the ethics, the morals, the not lying, the being good to people, all those moral compass or code of ethics, right? But this is tradition, and it's very familiar. It's rules. I'm feeling rules. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. This is crazy. I might have to grab that deck that I like to use for money. What you cannot see, truth, clarity. So I think maybe somebody else, you rising above and becoming aware of some false beliefs may be difficult. It might, and I feel like this was me too. It's like I'm kind of being put in a difficult position where I'm like the pattern breaker, but it might be difficult, but it's a step towards others learning and evolving and growing. Okay, there's a lot of false beliefs that we are so normalized in our minds because we were taught that we can't, that it really takes steps to get to where we can process how wrong and off it was. Didn't I say that? Nine of Swords, feeling trapped, mental entrapment. So that's in the Tarot's advice position, so we'll have to clarify that. That's a very interesting position for that to be. And then we have a Tower. So you might have to weather a storm and stand up for what you know. So we've got a recent ending in the recent past. So maybe a father. I think I said that earlier, didn't I? The Emperor is somebody that's in control, very strong. A lot of good qualities here, but looks like somebody, maybe there was a death in the family and that's stirring up some past hurt or some realizations of some things that happened. We've got the Death card, an ending. If it's not a literal death, then it's just an ending of control, probably. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling some childhood stuff here. The Fool, a new beginning after an ending. What happens? A new beginning. Somebody gets their power back. There's a celebration. Success. And there's a need to learn. There's an element of I can start relearning, maybe figuring out who I am. This is a really profound reading, very deep. Being free of these rules and regulations that are just binding. This Page of Swords is eager to learn. It could be a message. Pages are young. They're malleable. They're teachable. And this is your outcome. So and maybe you're breaking some patterns so that you don't pass it on. This is my deal too. I'm breaking some stuff so I don't pass that on to my kids. I want it to stop with me, Seven of Pentacles. Waiting. Okay, let's start clarifying. So what's going on with this? Did I tell you I felt the Magician? The manifestation, taking a break. There's money here. What's the Hierophant? Wish fulfillment, dreams. Which this is also marriage. Remember we had love and marriage? Hermit again. That's the one with the cane. Self-control. That could be one of the big learning experiences. What's ending? So we have ending right next to the ending. So we have something ending, but major money and stability coming out of it. And look at that again. Hermit. So somebody really is going to have to go deep and stand up for themselves. And I'm not saying start something, right? I'm just saying be true to yourself versus maybe you were feeling like what you had to say wasn't important or you were stifled. You were treated as like somebody that didn't know. Maybe you were taught you don't know. Maybe you were taught you don't, not to trust what you think or how you feel. Because there's a lot of young energy here. I wanted to do a love spread. Let's do a love spread. There's a lot of huge glow up growth here. There's the Temperance card. Don't rush it. Yeah, just keep on keeping on. It's okay. You might be in the thick of it, but that's okay. It's going. You're carrying a heavy burden, but it's. I think what it is you keep coming across as this young, malleable, teachable energy. Let me grab another deck real quick, and then we'll start a love. We'll do another spread just because this is. I just got really hot too. Wow. Okay, so 4 swords again. Very first card we started out with. Taking a break, backing out, coming out of a battle, conflict. The Moon, illusions, justice. Things will balance out. So coming out of illusions, it might be hard. This is a major growth thing. And there's another, look at that, another Prince and another Death card. So why do we have the 9 of Swords in the advice position? I might have to do a second reading for you guys. Okay, so there you have it. This is what's happening. You've got 9 of Swords, clarified by the Death card, and the 2 of Swords. So this constant or habitual, I think there's an inner knowing, we've got an inner knowing that things that you've been told or that the way you feel is invalid, that's ending. And I think it's caused a lot of mental anguish. It's like almost like being blocked from feeling how you feel. Princess of Swords. Princess, and then the, King and Queen. Oh, okay. Look at this. So, I mean, just serious glow up. Glow up, coming into yourself, understanding yourself, not needing the validation of maybe elders, parents, but you've got King and Queen of Pentacles here. Could be a mother and father, could also be a power couple. I mean, for some it could be an inheritance. Something more to it than that, though. Judgment. Why do we have the Judgment? Oh, I didn't want this reading to be long. 5 of Cups. I also am a little bit concerned that some may have a hard time feeling worthy. So what do you do if you don't feel worthy? I mean, everything's in balance. There's got to be a balance, right? So some people who sit on the couch and then expect to have, the big paycheck come, that needs to be rebalanced. But then some of us will work, and then still not feel worthy. So there might be an element of feeling like you have to constantly prove yourself by taking action. This is such a deep reading. I don't know. Should I even post? I'm sitting here going, I don't want to bring anyone down. But typically when I do post these, somebody is like, oh gosh, I needed it. So the Tower and the Queen of Cups. I think there might be a little bit of, there's just a major glow up energy here. I still feel like there's something going on in love. Let me do a love reading, a love spread real quick. There's a major glow up here. And when you do release some false beliefs, it's going to free you And I think it's going to, what's weird is I feel like it's going to even change like your vision of maybe even colors, how you see things, crown chakra. Maybe you're going to start appreciating the bright colors, the happiness. You might be kind of mute or numb. So what's the Nine of Cups? Ten of Swords. So somebody is coming back. You have a return, but I don't think that needs to be our focus. Look at that. Again, ending, death card. So strong death, Ten of Swords, painful ending. I'm sorry, you guys. Somebody probably has lost somebody. Feeling lost. Maybe it's because you always had somebody telling you how you thought, what to feel, how to think. And that person, now that you've realized that that's not where you're supposed to be, you've got to learn all that learning page energy, how to do all that on your own. So block you. Who's the person that, if this is a love reading, tell me the person that Virgo's thinking about. Wheel of Fortune. Destiny, Ace of Pentacles. I think that's an apology coming in, communication. Wow. Reconciliation. You not take it though, because your value's raised. I'm not sure. You got Wheel of Fortune. You got major money and evolving and glow up. That's what this reading is. Bottom of the deck, the cup. So love too. But I just don't think that was supposed to be. I mean, I kept trying to get a love reading, but it wasn't coming. Like that wasn't supposed to be like our main focus. So, okay, let's do. Let me pull one oracle, and then we'll do the intuition test. It's Lucy. I thought there was a knock at the door. It's actually Lucy kicking the back of the headboard when she's stepping in like crazy. Kind of like a knock. Advice maybe? So I think also there's a need to tell you to embrace it. Maybe, remember that discrimination? Maybe somebody, maybe you were taught things like people like us don't have lives like that, or money doesn't grow on trees, or maybe it had something to do with skin color. Maybe you were taught that you were suppressed or didn't have the same, this is just for I think a very few, but maybe some of us maybe were taught there's a feeling of not being good enough, and it's a false belief, and you are coming out of that, but it's not that easy. Look at that. Who am I? This is a giraffe and a zebra stripes, right? Awesome concrete. And to make it all freaking harder, there's a soulmate somewhere in here. Jeez. I'm going to read that Chaos and Conflict card. I'm just going to go through a couple more rounds to see if anything else flies. I just saw a loyal heart. Co-create. Interesting, another animal print here. So we have leopard, zebra, and giraffe. Let me see what that says. And then don't forget, we're going to do a... I'm getting tired. Hold on. Intuition test where I lay out 3 stones and you get to try and choose, see if you can tap into which one I'm going to pick. So, chaos and conflict. I can't think, you guys. Okay, chaos and conflict. Wow, totally losing, like, glitching out. Mine was glitching out. Disarray. Being at cross purposes with another, maybe within yourself. But I also felt strong parent here, or some sort of mentor. The tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. Opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere. But consider the value of chaos. I'm going to do another reading for y'all, and it will be love, okay? We'll do a short bonus love reading. Okay, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal. projected outward and causing disarray. You find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you cannot control. Yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of the situation. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. The very first card we got, and one of the last cards we got, was Four Swords, which is stepping away to clear your mind and to take a break. Okay, you guys probably need to, I'm not going to have, the camera's going to cut off, so I have to do this real quick. So I want to pause the video, but take a deep breath, and I'm focusing on one, and then I don't even have time to tell you what they are, but this is flowers and beautiful, like butterflies. This is blue agate, citrine. Okay, so I'm focusing on one, and you guys take a deep breath and see if you can choose, and let me know in the comments which one you chose. Also put your intentions in there. If you chose this one, you're right. I love you, Virgo. Very deep, heavy reading. Love you guys so much. Appreciate you guys so much staying with me. And we're all in this together, okay? Kisses.